We are live 4 minutes early, but if you're in early, welcome. So far, no one on board, which is worrying. I'm just going to turn my Wi-Fi off on my phone. Hello, anybody? Anybody there? 26 seconds in. Have I not made this one public? No, it's definitely public. One person, 35 seconds in. Wow. What's happening? Here we are. Millwall Tube. Sick Kicks and Lewis Hardy. How are you, boys? George, BCFC. Hello. How are we? Well, there's clearly more than one person watching, but at the minute it's telling me that only one person is watching. Venomous Track, 46. Hello. Henry Salter. Simon Patterson. Kai Gardner. Now there's 28 people watching. How are we? I think the ticker was a little bit behind. You should be able to, you can always hear me well, you should be able to see me a little bit better today. I have been messing around with the setup in here for hours trying to get it right because, well, I'll explain why when more people are on board. But first things first, can you hear me? Can you see me? Okay, everything well. Charlie, cheers, Dan. Kids drive me mad. Lewis Hardy, yeah, it's better, is it? Sweet, thank you, mate. Oh, and I lost your comment there. Where's it gone? They're going quite quick now. Evening. I'll click on the big one, see your name. Cat Blue 54, good evening. Lee Miller, hello. Hi, Dan, hello. What's happening? Right, okay. So before we get into this, what I do is I show someone's comment, by the way, like Simon Patterson. Yeah, and lighting a lot better. Okay, good. And then someone's next comment comes and I can't get it off the screen. So anyway, that's another teething problem. So before I get started, super chats are on, by the way. If you do want to make a donation to the channel, fantastic. If you don't, not a problem. Just carry on watching for free. But what I've done was, on the excitement of getting off the last two streams, I think in total about 100 quid off the two streams, I've gone out and I've bought last week because I want the videos to improve. And it pains me watching them back. I bought this Panasonic camera. Brilliant. Here it is right here, look. On the top of, mounted on a GoPro. A GoPro? A Gorilla Pod. So there it is. There's the brand new camera. But we're not using it. Because the reason we're not using it is I tried again to get it working. I couldn't get it working. And I watched a few YouTube tutorials. And today it told me I needed to go and buy one of these. Get it in camera. An Elgato, which I went and got. There it is. But for some reason, I still can't set that camera up. So it's frustrating me really badly. And I've never been a cameraman. I'm not really, that sort of thing. But I'm trying to improve and learn and get better. So far, £240 for the camera, plus another £155 for the Elgato. I'm £400 down. I still can't use the new equipment that I bought. So I've tinkered and messed around for ages with the lighting in here. The production light I've got just drives me insane, that thing. I've moved it all around the front, been rolling around the floor of it this afternoon. And another thing I've got called webcam settings. And now, hopefully, that's quite good. It's quite clear. It could be better, but I'm happy with that. Joseph O'Mara. Joe, we didn't do the thing. So basically as well, is that a mugshot for you there, Joe? Yeah, it is. Right, so basically, what I can also do now with the new StreamYard graphics we've got, I can do all sorts of things. I can put banners along the bottom. I can put comments up on the screen, as you've just seen. I can also put some branding on the screen. If I want to show you a little picture of Gary the Gaffer, there he is. There's Gary the Gaffer, and boom, just like that, he's gone again. So it's really good, all this, and I do enjoy it. One other thing that you can do is I can bring guests into the live stream. So I might do that. I'll only be bringing in people I trust. But if you've got a video camera, I don't even know how it would work, but maybe I'll look at it a little bit later on. Let's just put it that way. So 64 people watching, or 54? 54. Don't know. Anyway, not fantastic. I was supposed to do this Monday, 61 now. I didn't do it Monday because I felt like shit for the weekend, if I'm honest. Then I was going to do it yesterday, and I thought, don't do it when the England game's on, because that didn't work last time when I did the Champions League final. I did a live stream. Turns out it probably would have been a lot better entertainment than the England game. I'm not blowing my own trumpet. It's just the England game was that bad. So, tonight, as you know, this is the Select 11 videos. If you haven't joined the Select 11 stream before, then welcome. Excuse me. We're live. There's not a lot I can do about that. Right. The whiteboard is gone. We no longer need the whiteboard in our lives because I can do all the graphics now. I quite like the old school feel and effects of the whiteboard, but it isn't to be. Let me put the comments back on. Sorry, there you go. Right. Yeah, so I was looking at someone's comment there about the Crawley game. So before we start, should we just cover that quickly? Right. Stephen Banks says Crawley getting a 50% refund. I actually bought it. If you've seen my previous videos, I won't go in depth on this because we're here for a different reason. I ended up buying on the Crawley iFollow as well, and it worked for a minute. It worked better than the Millwall one, but it's both run by the same people. So I've now got £15 to come back, a full refund for Millwall fans, and only 50% for Crawley. So there you go. But this is what it is. Right, tonight, the first thing we need to pick is the formation. And now this is a big thing at Millwall. So are we all in? Steve Lees, are you here? Are you here, Steve? Because I need someone to do the counting for me as well. But we're going to go through the team. We're going to pick the best possible 11, the strongest 11. You boys will choose it, and girls. And I won't try and sway the vote in any way. If they're all fit, all firing, no one suspended, as you can see along the bottom of the screen on the brand new graphics via StreamYard. That, what was I saying? Fucking forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah, what would be the best 11? But I think before we do that, I think we need to pick a formation. I think that's a big part of it. Obviously, we played the 3 centre-backs with 2 wing-backs, 2 just in front of that. And then, no, it's not, is it? Well, not is it? It's 3 centre backs, 2 wing backs, 5. With Bart, that's 6. And then, what it is, I don't know what it is because I know the formation that I'd like to play, and that is I'd play personally 4 at the back, 2 central midfielders. Let me show. No, I'm not going to show you the team that I'll play. Anyway, we need to pick a formation. Are we going to play the 4? Should have worked this one out before I started. Let me just get it on my screen. Are we going to play the? Don't worry, I did cover myself sort of. Yeah. Are we going to play the 4-2-3-1 formation, or do people want to play the 3? It's almost a 3-5, isn't it? It's almost a 3-5. I can't make my head's gone now. Anyway, we need to pick a formation. Yeah, what is it, Joe? The 4-3-3, or no, it's not 4-3-3. The 4-2-3-1. No, I like that. We don't usually do that. We have like we don't have a 10, do we? Basically, that's what I'm getting at. We don't have a 10. So we have the 3 centre backs there, the goalkeeper in goal, the 2 wing backs, right, and then we have a 3 in behind a 1, which makes it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so we have sort of 1 sitting in front. No, we don't do that. No. I've got it. I've completely fucked it, but I've got it. Right. So, I would personally play the formation I just said, right? Which is a 4-2-3-1, right? But we like to play a 3-2-2-2-1 almost, a 5-2-2-1. It's a difficult one to explain. Yeah, Connor O'Mara's just put on the Lions TV group chat. Me trying to watch Dan work out what the formation should be. Cheers, Con. But by the way, one way or the other, I'm going to give you 2 options of formation. Finally, my head's completely gone here. I've done everything else, by the way. So, do you want to play a 4-2-3-1 or a 5-2-2-1? That is right. Kelly's saying it's a 3-4-3. I'll tell you what, let's make this very, very simple. And I should have thought of this at the start. And the followers are going up at least. Right. Do you want to play 3 centre-backs or not? That is pretty much what I'm getting at. And we can work everything else out going forward. Sorry, I've had an absolute meltdown there. It doesn't happen often, but I have. Right, so one formation, one vote. 3 centre-backs, yes or no? Vote. That should have been so easy. 3 centre-backs, yes or no? Vote. I need people to vote. Yes. 3 centre-backs. 3 centre-backs. No, says Paul Lyons. Mill Tube says 2 centre-backs. I'd agree with you. Mitchell says no. Steve Young. Steve Lees, are you in this? Because I need someone, or one of the boys from Lions TV, if you can count these for me. Rovers, basically a Blackburn Rovers fan just said, great content, mate. You couldn't have been watching the last 7 minutes where I've just had a complete and utter meltdown. It's Venom. What's happening, brother? Oh, right. Yes, Steve, you legend. Steve Lees is there. Right, so the first vote is, before we even got into the team, and my head just came clean off, but it probably delayed it quite well because around 50 more people have watched since I was losing my shit. So, Steve Lees is counting, and the first question I'm going to ask you is, shall we play 3 centre-backs in our formation? Yes or no? So just put yes if you want the 3 centre-backs, or you just put no if you don't want the 3 centre-backs. That's slightly embarrassing. I actually completely lost my head there. But there you go. And I think I would personally, I wouldn't want 3 centre-backs. I have already done my team, got it sorted, put in the lovely graphics. I could just put it on the screen at the end. But didn't sort out the basic bit of the formations at the start. So apologies from me. You boys giving it to me on the Lions TV. What's that group? Oh, dear. I'm confusing everyone by the look of it. Right. I'm going to stop the vote. Only 1 vote per person. Kai Garden, I've seen you vote about 3 times now, I think. 1 vote per person. 3 centre-backs, yes or no. Simple as that. Yeah, Kai Garden, you just voted 3 times, mate. You can only vote once. And I'm going to stop that vote in 3, 2, 1. Bosh. It's over. We're going to wait for Steve Lees to go to who is our independent adjudicator. Right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do now as well. I did sort my shit out for this. I predicted that you lot would, in fact, go for 3 centre-backs. So that's the formation that there it is. No, that way. Lions TV select 11. Right, that's the formation I think you lot were going to go with. And at the end of the show, I'm going to tell you why that isn't the formation we should go with. But that's my prediction. John Walk says, what's going on with them bins, Dan? I was going to do another vote tonight, actually, just to make it more interesting. We can do it if you want. These bins seem to cause a lot of stir on this show. I bought them thinking I was cool and they look like Conor McGregor. I just get told I look like Deirdre Barlow. So we got the Deirdre Barlows and we got the Ronnie Crays. Now, I was going to give you the opportunity to vote whether you wanted the Ronnie Crays or the Deirdre Barlows. But I thought that's maybe confused issue enough already with the formation. Is that another vote you need in your lives? But you can vote if you want. Charlie Richardson said, Kai's done 3 yeses and 3 no's. So I'll have some of what he is smoking. Fair enough. Oh, I tell you what, Steve Lees has come in there. Right. That's tight. To be fair, I thought it was going to be a unanimous decision, right? I thought it was going to be unanimous. But it isn't. It's very tight. 25 people said that you would go. Sorry, that's me ripping some paper up right underneath the microphone. Probably come out loud. 25 people said yes, 3 centre-backs, and 22 people said no to 3 centre-backs. I know sometimes we do better in different formations, different points, different games, away games, defending more, home games, going for it more, but we can only do 1 formation realistically. So, it's going to be 3 centre-backs, as I predicted you would predict. So, there's just a little comment for me there, I believe. Ronnie Corbett. Craze all day. John Walk wants the Ronnie Craze on. MFC Edgar Davids. I'll take that. I'm not that tanned, am I? Although I am quite brown at the minute. Deirdre Barlow's, yeah, someone else going for the Deirdre Barlow's. The Badger wants to craze. They do cause quite a stir. I'm going to keep these on. I don't know, I just like them better. Archie C's having someone else has got to try to jump on the McGregor thing and it don't work. Yeah, we're not, you can't be Conor McGregor. He's the man, isn't he? Right, okay. So I'm going to leave these on anyway. But we're going to go for the goalkeepers. Listen, it isn't even worth it, is it? It's not even worth it. We know who the goalkeeper's going to be, without an absolute doubt, Goalkeeper. Pretty much because he's brilliant. And also for a second reason, if he's got injured tomorrow, I don't know who's playing goal, because if you notice the weekend, neither Sanford or Fielding were in the squad. And Joe Wright, the young goalkeeper, was on the bench. So I think it's clear we need a backup goalkeeper. So just Dame Edna Everidge. Wow. Any suggestions? Listen, Bart's the goalkeeper. It's not even worth voting on that. And there will be a couple of very easy decisions in this, but there is some very interesting decisions to make for you lot as well. But Bart Bulkowski is the goalkeeper. Any ideas who we'd like as a backup? I'd like Luke still personally, but I don't think he'll come back. Listen, this isn't going to get used in this video in the team or anything, but just out of interest, who would you like as a backup goalkeeper for Bart? Jack Carter says, get a serious backup goalkeeper. I was going to go to this comment from George Richardson, said, what's happened to George Alexander? I would have liked to have included George in this, but George has gone on loan to Concord Rangers, and they've just got through to the FA Trophy final at Wembley as well, which was carrying on from last season. So good luck to George. I'm sure he's going to score goals there. And I'd love to see him in a Millwall shirt, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen under Gary Rowett. So well, not for the time being anyway. Right. Okay. If someone said say an Archer, get out the stream. Right. Again, this is going to be an absolute no-brainer, really, isn't it? The next decision, it's not even a decision. Right backs, at the minute, Jason McCarthy has left the club. So we only have two fit right backs, which are Marlon Romeo and James Brown. Now, Yuri Skalak, when we play the wing backs, this is wing back, I suppose. So if you wanted to, what I've done is I've written down left backs, right backs, centre mids, and then also I've bared it in mind in case we do go down a 3-5-2 route. So you could, in fact, count Skalak in that, but it's pointless. So right backs, Romeo, Brown, Skalak. An interesting one, and again, listen, we know it's going to be Marlon Romeo. Someone said, get back Willie Garay. We know it's going to be Marlon Romeo as the right back. If he isn't fit, which he wasn't against Crystal Palace, Yuri Skalak's been playing right wing back. We know previous to that, last season, when Romeo got injured, although he's a centre midfielder, Billy Mitchell got in front of Brownie to play at right back. It's a strange one because when Gary Rowett first came to the club, he gave James Brown a new contract. But since then, I think he's seen that Billy Mitchell, although he doesn't want to play there long term, can slot in if needed, and he's a much better player. Let's have it right, if we're honest. And also, now with Billy injured and Romeo seems to be off the scene as well. I don't know what's happened there, but Yuri Skalak's been playing in front of James Brown. Now, Skalak pulled up in the warm up against Crystal Palace. So now you'd expect by process of elimination of the last three professionals in front of you that James Brown's going to start as right back. He didn't do that. They put in Hayden Muller, who was a very good young up-and-coming ball player, but as a centre-back at right back. So I think that tells you everything you need to know. It tells James Brown everything he needs to know about his future at the club. Jason McCarthy's now gone. Romeo injured. Skalak injured. Billy Mitchell injured. Also, Ryan Leonard can play there. If Romeo isn't fit Saturday, I'm pretty sure it won't be Brown. But we're saying anyway, in this video, best case scenario, they're all fit, they're all healthy, and they're all not suspended. Marlon Romeo is going to be our right back. So there you go. A lot of abuse there for Skalak. Muller did well there last week, says Steve Lees. This is a good, interesting question, and I would like to agree with it. Millwall T says McNamara is smashing it in Scotland. Best right back at Millwall. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I don't listen. I do like Marlon Romeo, but I think there's room for improvement there. So McNamara's doing well. I used to watch him a lot in the 23s. Didn't think he was any good, but he was very slight then and very boy-like. He's now developed himself. He's ripped. I think he's been on loan before. Am I going to kill myself? Did he go on loan last year to Newport? I think he did. And he's become a man. And he's doing very well in Scotland, yes. But let's not forget the standard of Scottish football. But it does seem that he's in a good place. And I think, hopefully we don't have to cut his loan short and we can let him stay where he is. But, so bang, right. This is how it is. We've got our first two on the ball. We've got Bart Balkowski and Marlon Romeo. They pretty much pick themselves. Right. Now, we're going to have to go to centre-backs first. We're going to have to go centre-backs. Now, I'm going to assume that people won't want Hayden Muller in, as good as he is. Brilliant young player. Right. I think that you're going to pick Hutchinson and Cooper as your first two centre-backs. Again, that is a given. That is a given. Now, the question you've got with Hutchinson and Cooper, and this is the reason I've done centre-backs first and not left-backs, because obviously Murray Wallace can play at left-back. Who did you think, don't vote yet, who would you think would you like to see at centre-back in the three centre-backs in the formation that you chose to play alongside Jake Cooper and Sean Hutchinson? I'm sure that's your preferred two. We all know that's their strongest two. So who would you like to see with that pairing? Murray Wallace or Alex Pearce? One name, one question. Vote. All right, Ken, that's an interesting one. I'll cover that in a minute. All right, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Pick, who would you choose out of Murray Wallace and Pearce? And we'll bring Muller in after because there's a lot of calls for Muller. But leave Muller out of it for a second. Three centre-backs. You chose that. You want three centre-backs. We've got Hutchinson. We've got Cooper. Who do you want to go with him? With them? Wallace, Murray Wallace or Alex Pearce? One name, one vote. Shoot. While that gets voted in, I'm going to get the graphic ready so I can show the back five in a minute or whatever it is once we've done it. Right. So I've managed to work out a way we can get rid of the whiteboard. So I'm just giving you a chance to vote because Steve Lees can tally it up, my man Steve, in a minute. If you don't mind, Steve, I'd appreciate it. Keep it coming. There's 104 people watching, so there's definitely not 104 votes. Last vote was about 50% of that, so you can vote if you're here. That's what you're here for. Please feel free to vote. If you need to be watching it live for your vote to count. Gaz Lyon just says Williams. I don't know who that is, mate. It's not an option. Haggis UK says tomato. I think that means Murray Wallace and... Oh, hang on. Oh, that was a different comment. Simon Morph says the leader Pearce, rally the troops. There was Haggis's comment that says tomato, which means he pretty thinks they're a muchness, those two centre-backs. Murray Wallace, the better player. At left-back, I've got issues about centre-backs this season, if I'm honest. And I don't want to have those issues, but I don't feel I have a choice. But I'm going to close that vote in 3, 2, 1. Stop voting. Steve Lee's going to count them. One vote per person, please. Please. Right. I'm not texting. I'm sorry. I'm not being rude. I'm writing down the team in the app so we can get it on the screen in a minute and have a cover. Yeah, for me, listen, it's got to be Hutch and Cooper. If you're going to go with the three centre-backs, I'd probably go with Pearce. And I could be being harsh on Murray Wallace there because he's a little bit untried and untested. But from what I have seen of him at centre-half, not over the moon with it. I'd be very tempted to stick Hayden Muller in. It just could be a bit much from a bit soon. But then again, it might not be. Look at the players he's got around him in Cooper and Hutchinson. You know, Cooper learned very young and they formed a brilliant partnership. So getting in Muller amongst that, you know, if he was a back two centre-backs, he could be a little bit exposed. But, you know, in this case, around two others, then there you go. Steve Lees, thank you, you legend. Pearce wins it, 22 votes to 13, which means Alex Pearce is your third centre-back, or is he? Because I've seen a lot of calls there for Hayden Muller. Right, okay. And Charlie Richards just said this. I'd rather Muller over the pair. Right, so this is what I'm going to give you the opportunity. And listen, it's your vote. It's not my vote. I think Hayden Muller's a brilliant young player, but I think, once you say that, I don't think Pearce is up to it to start. And I don't really think Murray Wallace is up to it to start. So if Muller isn't, it isn't really anything lost. We're getting experience into a vital player. I think we need to buy a centre-back. I think we need to buy a strong centre-back. I think Pearce is good to have around the club. But I think player-wise, his legs are starting to go a bit. I said Murray Wallace, love him at left-back for me to expose the centre-back. So I'm going to give you the opportunity now to switch Alex Pearce with Hayden Muller. And it's a vote. So if it gets voted in, don't blame me, which some people go, oh, it's a shit team. I can't believe you've had that. It's down to you. This is a democracy. Or is it not a democracy? It's one of them. But anyway, Alex Pearce or Hayden Muller. Do you want to switch Muller for Pearce? One name, one vote. Vote. Yeah, Charlie, you're talking me into this. The stuff you're saying is like, it's talking me into it. You're getting in my head. Pearce, Muller, Pearce. Oh dear. I tell you what, Muller's got a bit here. Pearce. This is Joe O'Mara. Jack Carter, Pearce. Steve Young, Pearce. Archie C, Pearce. Oh, maybe it's not so close. Lewis Robinson says, yes, I'm taking you mean you would like to swap Muller for Pearce. Haggish UK wants to keep Pearce in. You've got to remember his leadership qualities on the pitch as well. He's not always been the greatest player for us. I'll tell you what I do remember, though, why them votes are going in. When he came to the club, Sean Hutchinson had been injured for a while. And I said to people, he's not as good as Hutchinson. I got absolute grief for that because Pearce come in, scored in the FA Cup against Brighton. Did well for us, played a big part in us staying up. Quickly became club captain or team captain. And I got grief for saying that he was better than Hutchinson because Hutchinson was out injured and people seem to have, whatever's current in your mind. So I don't think it's even, someone just keeps putting Williams. Pearce is getting mullered, says Simon Morph. Little play on words. Well done, mate. Wish I'd have thought of that one, to be honest, but I didn't. This guy just keeps saying Williams. Williams isn't in it, but just Williams. Sean Williams actually was a centre-back before he came to Millwall at MK Dons. He can play centre-back. And in videos a long time ago when Tony Craig getting played there and Sid Nelson, I kept pushing for him to play centre-back, but he's not going to play centre-back. Muller, give him a chance. Right, let's stop that vote in 3, 2, and 1. Steve Lee's going to count the votes. I don't think it's that close, to be honest. I think Pearce has done that by about 20 votes to 10, I'd say. Guess. Seeing what was going down the screen, Steve. Oh, there you go. More people than we thought. Well done, Steve. Thank you. I want to speak to you, Steve, by the way, about that Patreon thing the other day. I'll message you. I'll message you personally, but you was right in what you were saying. But anyway, that's for another conversation. I will have a chat to you about that. Right. So we now need a left wing back to finish off. Now, left wing backs you could have in this. You could have Shane Ferguson. You could count him as a left wing back. You could have Scott Malone. You could count it. Well, he is a left wing back and he fucking played well against Crawley, by the way. Or I could give Murray Wallace a double jeopardy. You've also got Junior Tienza there as well. Now, if you haven't seen these videos before, I don't go 4 deep. You get 3 names. So again, Tienza, I like him. Would love to see him around the first team more. Me personally, as I'm sure a lot of you would. But realistically, he's going to be 4th in that pecking order. So the next, choice is to make the left wing back. So Murray Wallace now gets a second chance. Again, for me, this one's quite an obvious one. Well, it might not be. For those who didn't warm to Scott Malone last time he was at the club, I'll just point to the performance he put in last week and the quality he had, which seemed what we've had, when Woods come to the club and other people, a lot better than what we've ever had in that position for a long time. So you get one name, you get one vote. Shane Ferguson, Scott Malone, Murray Wallace. Who do you want to be your left wing back in a 3-5-2 vote? Shane Ferguson, Scott Malone, Murray Wallace, vote. Rod Marsh says, I'm sure he played for us years back. Scott Malone did play for Mill years and years ago. He came through the youth academy at Wolves. He then went to Bournemouth on a permanent years later. He joined Millwall in the same season. And we sold him at the end of the 2014-15 season to Cardiff. I've only been going there all year, man. How did I know all that? It's unbelievable, isn't it? But anyway, one name, one vote. Who's you want as your left wing back? Shane Ferguson, Scott Malone, Murray Wallace. Vote. Malone, easy one. That brav, says Simesy. My boy is back in the game. I don't know where he's been for months and months, but he's back with a bang, and I love it. While that's going on, I'm going to do a little bit of put our social media links up at the bottom. There you go. It's changed at the bottom. See that? There's our social media links. Feel free to follow us on social media. Desperate to get 10,000 on Instagram. It's getting close. We're nearly at 8. So that's why I've been doing the Instagram stories every day as well, by the way. No walking for me today. I was in bits. Didn't feel great. But I'll be back out there tomorrow. Keeping a good fight going. Bugsy Malone. Malone all day, says Harry Lavelle Baker. New Den Lion, says Malone. Joe O'Mara. Man like Billy Symes. I didn't read that before obviously it came out my mouth. Malone every day of the week and twice on a Sunday, says Archie C. Badger, Malone. Neil McCauley, says Murray Wallace. Sick Kicks, Malone. Harry Allen, Malone. Malone is a quality left back for me. 100% him, says Hyperactivity 90. Bang, there you go. Yeah. Right. Dave Fenway George is coming with a little joke there. Well done, Dave. Right. The voting stopped. I'm pretty sure. I know. I don't even know I'm going to that because I've got it here. I'm pretty sure I know it's going to be. But I'm waiting for the legend that is Steve Lee just to fill me in, just in case I have got it wrong. But I think that's a Scott Malone landslide. And I've got to be honest, as much as I love Murray Wallace, rightly so, in my opinion. How are we doing, Steve, on the count? Have you put your comics? If you have, I didn't see it. So if you wouldn't mind, could you try it again? Maybe he's still done it. Yeah, maybe he's still counting. But yeah, Scott Malone has won the vote. So, in keeping with a brand new graphics, you get that very shortly. Malone won that. Wow. Malone won that by 48 to 7. Oh, is it going to go into downloads? I don't download. I'm going to do something quickly. I'm not sure if that's going to pop up on your screen or not. It might do, it might not. But if it did, I apologise because what I need to do now, there you go, Steve Lee's. Scott Malone wins it 14-7. I'm pleased. I am pleased with that. He was brilliant on Saturday, Scott Malone. He was absolutely brilliant. Right. Let's go to the team that you have picked so far. And that team is going to be on the screen right now. There you have it. That's the team you picked so far. No need for the whiteboard. The whiteboard is a thing of the past. I quite miss it, if I'm honest. I've still got it here. Bart Bulkowski in goal. You wanted to play a formation of 3 centre-backs. Marlon Romeo, right wing-back. Scott Malone, left wing-back. Alex Pearce, Jake Cooper and Sean Hutchinson, the 3 centre-backs. There's a bit of call for Hayden Muller, but it didn't happen. And rightly or wrongly so, I don't know. I think we all agree that we're not all 100% happy with that area. I think for me, that and one other area on the pitch, which we'll get to later, I'm not over the moon about. Let's have a look at the Den. We ain't seen it for a while. Look at that. Imagine being back there right now. How much do we take that for granted? Just going there every week, getting lagging, jumping about, singing songs, seeing your mates, just cheering the team on, goals, abusing players and linesmen, sometimes other supporters. Shame. But we'll be back there in October, hopefully. Right, okay. So I'll show you again, by the way, so obviously the formation, that's what we're going to play, yeah? We're all in agreement. That's the sort of formation that we do like to play. And I like it. It is good. It is good formation. We now need to pick these 2. I don't think you can see my cursor on the screen. If you can, that's a bonus. 2 centre-back position, 2 central midfielder positions. Right. Sorry. Let me just go to the comments. I'll get back on them. Yeah, you're on. Okay. Right. So, we need 2 holding central midfield players. Well, again, for me, this is why it doesn't work. We don't need two central holding. We need one to hold, and we need one to bomb on. How am I going to do this? Because we've got 5. Obviously, we've got Ryan Woods on loan from Stoke for the entire 2020-21 season. We've got Billy Mitchell, obviously, come in last season and has established himself as a first-team squad member. We've got like an older version of Ben Thompson, but not as good as a player, in my opinion, in Billy Mitchell, in Ben Thompson. Ryan Leonard, who I'm actually warming to, and the one Sean Williams, who I've got a soft spot for because I just think he's great. And everyone's giving, like, combinations, and it can't work like that. Usually I'll put 3 in each bracket. I'm not going to do that. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a choice of a holding player, yeah? Which one's more holding, and then the other 3 do naturally like to get on more anyway. So, again, for me, this is going to be a simple answer. It's a shame it's going to be a simple answer. It's not as straightforward and as clear-cut for me as I know it's going to be for all you. But the first name on a team sheet in that central midfield has to be, in my opinion, Ryan Woods. And the player that's most similar to him in style of play is Sean Williams. So Sean Williams, Ryan Woods is quite an easy one, but vote. Can't we get rid of Dave NP? Someone said. Is that someone abusing people in the comments? Wow, look at this. Z5 ZS Pro D says Tomo and Williams Woods out. Funny enough, I think we performed very well with Williams and Thompson in the centre midfield, but that was a couple of years ago. I remember definitely a game at home to Norwich, which we actually lost 3-1 the year they went up. Simesy, that's Lewis Hardy. Simesy summed that well, and he said, Woods, sorry, Williams. But listen, Williams now is going to take his expertise going forward. Simon Monk says, Woods, what a passer of the ball. He is, but he definitely needs the right person to play in the middle with him because he will not get forward. And maybe the manager doesn't want him to get forward, but someone needs to. And that's why I really feel that, although I don't think he's the best player in the world, Ryan Leonard's really seemed to understand that role better than anyone else has. Is to get him forward. Woods. It's going to be a landslide for Woods. Woods. Some people are saying stupid things, I think, so I'll read their comment out. Like, Woods can't play. He obviously can, can't he? Oh, sorry. Hang on. I know what you're saying. Woods can't play against Stoke, but it's not for the starting 11 against Stoke. This is what I said at the start of the video. So, yes, Ryan Woods is cup tied. It's a league match. Ryan Woods can't play on Saturday against his parent club, of course. Stoke, I know that. But this isn't the starting 11 for this Saturday. This is just the best possible starting 11. If you just joined the video, welcome. The best possible 11 for, if they're all fit, if they're all healthy, if no one's injured, no one's suspended, the best possible team we could field. Just one name. I'll get on to everyone else in a minute. People putting like Tomo and Woods or so-and-so and Woods. Just want one name. And it is a landslide for Woods. So, Steve, if you are counting, mate, it'd be interesting to see the numbers, but again, it's another landslide for the man that is going to be the new ones, really, isn't he? Taking over from the old one. But so I'm just going to write that on the app so I can stick it on the screen in a minute. And where is the app? There it is, amongst the others. So Ryan Woods, listen, we can't argue with it, really. Brilliant player, worth a lot of money. We've done great business to get him, in my opinion. Really, really good business. Someone's put in Mahoney. Come on, mate. But no need to count. Yeah, well done, Steve. I agree, mate. I'll give the night off there in that instance. Right. So Woods has gone. Williams has gone. Now he needs a central midfield partner. Now you're going to get 3 names. Don't vote yet. Oh, the geezer doing the Ginger Perlo. Joe O'Mara. The Ginger Perlo, and there it is, confirmation from Steve Lees that there definitely is no need to count. I think there's people commenting. Someone just put McNamara and someone else just put Romeo. If you're watching that, then I'm sorry, you're behind on the stream. So your votes won't count, but thanks for still commenting. You're obviously going to catch up and see what I'm saying there in about 10 minutes by the look of it. Okay, so the next three in the midfield, you're going to get three names. You're going to get one vote. One I'm warming to. One I love, but I don't really think he's favoured by Gary Rowett. And one's an up-and-coming player I honestly think's better than both of them. But it's not my vote. It's yours. So, who's going to play central midfield with Ryan Woods? Billy Mitchell, Ben Thompson, Ryan Leonard. Vote. One name, one vote. Thompson, Mitchell, Leonard. Just one name. Tomo's fine. Henry Rowley says Tomo. I'm not sure that Tomo's highly rated by Gary Rowett, which is worrying. I think that Leonard really has. If you remember the first ever live stream we did and did this Select 11, Ryan Leonard actually got in the worst Mill 11. I definitely think he's improved, and I think I can cope with Leonard as a squad player. I don't think he's ever going to set the world alight, but he does definitely understand that role, getting forward, and he's getting a few votes here as well. Yeah, Billy Symes, same here, mate. Never ever thought I would say it, but Ryan Leonard. Someone commented on something I put on social media the other day. While you were voting, I'll just say this. And they're right in a way. Someone said to me, "You've got to stop all this. He's one of our own shit." Which was, I thought at the time, I thought, wow, it's a bit fucking harsh. But he said but you know, he followed up with, that shouldn't determine how good you think a player isn't, that you're giving them automatic favouritism because they come through. And it is nice to see a homegrown player. But I've got to be honest, when I saw that comment, so at first I was like, all right, mate, calm down. It's only Tuesday morning. But I've actually got to agree. It shouldn't matter whether they come through the youth system. You know, it should not matter. Charlie Richardson says the kid in the under-18s is better than them all. And who's that, mate? I'll tell you what, a few of the under-18s played against Chatham the other week, and it was not pretty viewing, if I'm honest. 100% Thompson. Leno, too deep of a player. I wouldn't agree with that. I would say under Rowett, Leonard showed that he can get forward. And although his end product isn't always amazing, although sometimes it is at Hull, and the pre-season friendly goal against he scored Southend, he gets better. He gets forward. He's more of a natural finisher, I'd say, than Thompson. Although Thompson does score a few bangers. Let's have it right. Abdul Malik. I watched Abdul Malik. Jack Carter says Abdul Malik. He's like a tricky, rapid winger. He was there that night and he came on. He didn't start the game, but you can see he's got something. His power, his pace, and his movement are brilliant. But again, his final ball still needs a lot of work. But that's what he's here for. And you know, he's very, very young. Yeah, I mean, Thompson has come back. Maybe someone said Thompson will come good, give him time. I don't think Thompson's done anything wrong. I would like Thompson in there personally. Again, he does a lot of ball work. We need someone to get forward. And I think, and this is why I think I'll get onto at the end, I think that we shouldn't play the formation we do because I think the midfield, it distances him too much from all of them. The whole midfield and the back five, I feel there's definitely a gap in between them and the forward three that we need to get out the pitch definitely more. Jason Everly, there you go, covers the song that I was just saying. He's one of our own. And it shouldn't, you know, the guy who said it was right and it shouldn't matter. But the votes are over. Steve Lee's had enough. He's called time on it himself this time. Oh, no, sorry, Steve. What was it? Someone comment comes on the screen. I got to click on it and then it quickly moves. Steve Lee's, Billy Mitchell, 3 votes. Ryan Leonard, 16. And Ben Thompson, he is one of our own. Ben Thompson makes it into your starting 11. The best possible starting 11 we got for this season, with all current players considered fit and ready for action. I can't write Thompson all of a sudden for some reason. Right. So that is it. Billy Mitchell, 3. I didn't vote for Billy Mitchell, by the way. I can't vote in this, so I need to remain impartial. But let me tell you now, when he gets fit again, he's going to be some player, Billy Mitchell. He's going to be technically a lot better than Thompson. If you might think I'm mad, technically he's a lot better than Thompson. But yeah, let's talk about Leonard a bit more. He's really warming to me, Leonard. I'm really starting to like the guy. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you your team so far that you've picked for this, and the team that could get promoted, the team that could take us to the promised land. Let's take a look at it. Where is it? There it is. Right, let's put that into my desktop. bang. Sorry if you're seeing stuff going on here, but this is what I need to do to make it work, make the graphics pop on the screen. So I'm going to make that one.
Where is it? Is that it? Is that the one?
Sorry. Extreme close up. Let me squinting. Let's have a look. No, it's not it. Wrong one. Right, hang on. So it should be that one. Yeah, that's just me being stupid. Sorry. Right. I think I might put up my. No, I don't think it was my team because. Steve Lee's. I need to get rid of your comment now, Steve. There you go. Sorry. Right. Okay. So this is the team you have picked so far as our best possible side. Bart Balkowski in goal. Jake Cooper, Alex Pearson, Sean Hutchinson, 3 centre-backs. Marlon Romeo, right wing-back. Scott Malone, left wing-back. That will be, me saying that the back five are disenfranchised and distanced from the front three. Malone's going to hopefully give that a lot more balance this year and the ability to get forward. Then you've gone with Ryan Woods and Ben Thompson in the centre midfield. And now, this is where it could get interesting. We need to, first things first, I need to get off the screen so you can see my huge head. There I am. So, now we pick a front three. Again, I'd written down attacking wing right, left wing, attacking wing right, attacking wing left. I also had a load of number 10s put in there in case you went with the same formation that I would have liked. So the 10s are out the window. We know that much. And we've got now the choice. Right, we're going to go with left side first. Now, the left side of that attack. So is it? Some people say it's a 4-5-1 or it's a whatever, or 5-4-1. Some people say it's a free up top. It's sort of like I said before. It's like a 3, a 2, a 2, a 2, and then one up front. So let's go with the left first. Now, difficult one. 2 very talented players at the club, and again, another reason for me wanting to play what the formation I was going to play, which I'll show you after. I want to play over 10, basically, and we don't do that. We have 2 central midfielders. Woods definitely sits too deep. So if the other one doesn't get forward, there's no one in behind the forwards there. The only service you're getting is pardon me, just birds. Then again, from wide areas. So the left wing is again, there's many up for grabs here. There's many up for grabs. I'm going to take it upon myself. Now, I'll name the players first. Don't vote. Troy Parrott is a striker. But when he came to the club, Gary Rowett said he can play anywhere across the front three, wide left as well. So you could put Parrott in there. I'm not going to put Parrott in there because I don't want him in there. Full stop, but it's my show. You could also put, and I would put him in this bracket probably more than a striker because he played more games here than he did up front, John Daly Bavardson. But he's fucking useless. So I'll leave him in as a striker. He watches a lot of my Instagram stories as well. I haven't seen him say horrible things about him. So the 3 left-sided attacking wingers, I'll put Shane Ferguson in there again. Personally, don't rate him, but that's your choice. So I'll tell you what, no, we will keep them people in. You're going to get 1 vote. Mason Bennett on the left or Shane Ferguson on the left. Mason Bennett or Shane Ferguson. No, not Mahoney. Someone just comes straight on Mahoney. Forget Mahoney, forget Bavardson, forget Parrott for a minute. No, sorry. Scrap that. I've got it wrong again. I'm having a stinker tonight. I've not felt well today. Maybe that's what it is. You're going to get 1 vote for a left winger, okay? Mahoney, Bennett, Ferguson, vote. Bennett, Mahoney, Ferguson, vote. Let's have a look. Charlie Richardson says Mahoney. Alex S says Mahoney. Frank and Dill say Bennett. Mahoney runs at players and has brilliant service. We ain't seen enough of Bennett, says Jason Everly. Steve Lee says Bennett. Steve Banks says Bennett. Neil McCauley says Mahoney. This is where I thought it might be close. I've devised a way in my formation, which should have fucking listened to me and gone with, if I could ever actually explain what the formation was. I've found a way you can play Jeb Wallace, Troy Parrott, Conor Mahoney, and Mason Bennett all at once. And that is why I think we should play over 10. We haven't seen enough of Bennett, says Jason Everly. Good point, mate. And I also say we haven't seen enough of a fit Bennett. He's had a lot of injury problems since he's been at the club. Mason Bennett says Joseph Sardena. Tough one. This is a good comment. Richard Wilder, no relation to Chris. Tough one, but Bennett for the power. Charlie Richardson, Ferguson. I know, mate. You know how I thought about Ferguson, but I've had to put him in. Kieran Salisbury says, got to be Mahoney. Harry Lavelle Baker says, Mahoney. But then Daniel McNicholas says, we haven't seen enough of Mahoney. So this is what it's all about. A little bit of opinion, a little bit of deliberation. This is why we love this show. But yeah. So someone said Bennett's a sick note. Neil McCauley. I have covered that in another show. I think it was when he signed for us permanently. I did cover that. I think that's what the obvious statement might be. But if you actually look into depth, I think it's a bit, fuck me, someone's voted for Shane Ferguson. I'll have what this guy's drinking. Henry Rowley just comes in and says, got to be Archer. Now, I know you're not that far behind. Are you taking a piss, bruv? MFC says the pace of Bennett, Parrott, and Jed is frightening. Parrott's not that quick, but he's an exciting player. Could be he's not that quick, like I'm a fast runner, I was saying. Neil McCauley very, very rightly says Conor Mahoney needs a run of games. By the way, there's 125 people watching. I will mention again just once more that the Super Chats is on. So if anyone wants to donate to the channel, feel free. In fact, let's put that banner up for a while. This is our website, our clothing range, and our Patreon page. Where if you want to make a one-off donation, they are more than welcome in the Super Chats. Bennett got 19. Steve Lees is doing this like a delayed one, Steve, like a cliffhanger. Bennett got 19. Wow. Mahoney 25. So people would rather see Mahoney than Bennett in the starting lineup. That just proves, people thought about it. Either proves two things. One, people don't really like Bennett, or they feel that Mahoney is, although haven't seen a lot of him this season, what we have seen of him in the back end of last season, especially the Huddersfield game, that we're warming to him. So Mahoney goes on the left side of the striker. By the way, I'm going to put this up afterwards on social media and watch the meltdown begin. Right. Now we need Millwall Tube. Check out his YouTube channel, by the way, if you haven't. Been going a long time. Good content, consistent. Bennett has everything. Pace, power, and can also score goals. Very, very quick. Very, very correct. Sorry, I was meant to say. I was looking. Billy Signs, Bennett is class, but Mahoney is special given the games. I agree with that. But, as I said, I'd like them both in. They're both, at the minute, seems to be impact players. And one of them, as much as I love them both, needs to get a rock up their arse, take the ball by the horns and make that position their own. And that might sound harsh. It's tough love, boys. I love you both. You know that. But they need to stay fit. They need to go head to head. And apparently, you look at social media stuff, they're very good mates. So, there you go. Millwall Tube. No problem, mate. No problem at all. Right. Now from one of the toughest decisions, the closest decision made. In fact, I'm going to write down what that was. It's 25-19, just for my own. Might use that in a video at some point. Mahoney, Bennett. Right, okay. Now, this is going to be the easiest vote you're ever going to make. If anyone says Berry or Scalak over Jed Wallace, you're obviously off your tits. As I've said, I wouldn't mind seeing Mahoney on the right and even Jed on the left, or even Jed central in a 10, Mahoney one side, Bennett the other. I think that could be the answer to a lot of our goal scoring problems, especially as I feel we're light up front. But we'll get onto that shortly. Archie C, thank you very much for your donation to Lions TV of £4.99. With Malone at left back and Bennett and Mahoney at left wing, will Fergie be out the door soon? How long's Fergie got left on his contract? I think he's got another year left after this year. Possibly. Especially now we've got. Yeah, I think you'll see him play less and less this year, mate. If I'm honest. Yeah. But thanks for the donation. It very much is appreciated in the times when I'm trying to spend a lot of money and take this channel to the next level. And then literally stumble my way through the first 6 minutes where I couldn't decide the formation. Right, okay. Now, attacking right wing. 3 names. You know, you could argue, is it even worth putting Tyler Berry in this argument, or Scallott? And should I give you the option of Jed or Bennett on the right? In fact, I will fuck Scallott completely out of it. And I'm going to give Bennett a second chance, although I don't think he'll beat Jed Wallace. Jed Wallace is going to be the most, probably, it's not even really worth doing, is it, other than a Bulkowski? But I didn't do Bulkowski because there's no other goalkeepers. Jed Wallace, Tyler Berry, Mason Bennett. Who would you like to see play on the right wing? Mate, you're spot on. He did exactly that, didn't he? And then he got the come back, did well, and then that's what happened. Joe O'Mara says, no brainer. You just stick Jed in there right now. Charlie again says, anyone who votes non-Jed is just an absolute muppet. It's got to be Jed in it. Joseph Sardina comes straight in with Mason Bennett. No, listen, Jed. I do grill Jed sometimes because I expect more from him than all the others. He is our main man, and you can't argue with that. However, I do feel there's better ways to play it. I just think I'll say it now quickly, but I'll get onto it later. Mill Tube says Jed. As I said, if you haven't already, please subscribe to his channel. He's provided good Mill content for a long, long time. Probably as long as I have, mate. Maybe longer, maybe even. Anyway, I don't think, and I think a lot of you don't think, that we're that strong in the back three. I think there's room for improvement. So I don't know why you'd play a weaker player in the centre of defence instead of putting another positive player in the attack in area of the field. That's a good point, I think. Quite pleased myself on that one. Do you know what I mean? If we're not all over happy with Pearce, we're not all over happy with Murray Wallace, why risk it? Why put in a player we don't really feel is up to it right in the heart of our defence when you could have a player like either Bennett or Mahoney's going to miss out? Why not have someone further up the pitch that is actually got up to very good standards? That's my take on it anyway. Right. So I think we're sure it's Jed. Well, it is Jed. Let's have it right. Jed Wallace goes into the right-hand side of the team. Now. We have 4 strikers at the club. Aidan O'Brien. We had 4 strikers last season. Aidan O'Brien left. Troy Parrott's come in on loan. This is the problem area for me, as much as the centre-backs, probably even more, because we've got 2 very strong centre-backs. The other 2 are okay, but I think they might struggle if they have to start every week. Centre forwards, where we are, I think it's probably our weakest area on the pitch, if I'm honest. And I'm basing that on me not knowing how well Troy Parrott's going to do. And I see people put in the comments going, I don't know what this geezer's writing. I can't even see his comments. God knows what's going on. But anyway, Parrott, I think we all wanted to score. We all wanted to score goals, right? But will he score goals? He's unproven. He's very highly rated. If we're believed to, we're led to believe the hype, then he'll do very well. There's a thing from Simon Patterson. Simon Patterson just won a signed Millwall shirt on our Patreon page. We're going to be playing again next month. We're doing 1 quiz per month, every month now, as well as bonus content on our Patreon page. You want to join the links below. But Simon, thanks for the donation, mate. You are welcome. And I will be speaking to you. I think you won something before, actually. You was lucky because you wasn't the first envelope that was open, but one of the answers was wrong. Yours was the second one. I said you'd won it, but you actually spelt Telford United. So, but I'd already said you won it, mate. So you won it. Well done. And you've won something before. I'm sure you won the Den sign ages ago, but thanks for the donation. I appreciate it. That will just pay for the postage of your new shirt, which will be on its way to you some point this week, hopefully, if I can get it out. I don't know who this Dave Out geezer is. Who is he? I don't know who he is. Is he abusing me or is he just abusing everyone? But anyway, let's get back to the strikers. The big question. For me, this is our weakest area on the pitch if Troy Parrott doesn't fire. Matt Smith, like it or not, I don't know how he does it, but he scores goals. You can't argue with that. But again, you can't rely on him the whole way through of a season, a very long season. As I've already said, with 10 months worth of football crammed into 9. So that's what's going to happen this year. So anyway, your strikers, I mean, John Daddy's there. Let's not even bother with him. Your strikers, you only got one as well, due to the formations we play. Remember the old days of the 4-4-2. Right, Matt Smith, Troy Parrott, Tom Bradshaw. Vote. One name, one vote. One name, one vote. Tom Bradshaw, Troy Parrott, Matteo Smith, Ollie Bowdry, Rob Hulse. I don't mind that because I know you're actually joking. It's the ones that put like stupid questions in at stupid times. Venomous Track 46 says Parrott. Alex S says Troy. Steve Lees goes for Smith. Steve Banks has repeated himself. Parrott, Parrott, Parrott. Troy Parrott from Joseph Sardinia. Troy will bring us up, says Paul Whoopie. Paul Whoopie Cushion. Oh, hang on, where's it gone? Simon Patterson's also gone with Smith. Richie Wilder's gone with Smith. Parrott for majority, Smith as a sub. Yeah, we've not seen anything about. So we might not be weak in this area because Parrott could start the season and he could be an absolute legend. He could score 20, 30 goals this season. It could happen. It's not impossible. But at the minute, I'm thinking he hasn't been fit, so they're probably not going to start him Saturday. They'll probably start Matt Smith, and it just worries me. You know, Bradshaw does run, but he doesn't score. I don't think Bradshaw's a bad player by any stretch. But I've come to terms with, and I've got to admit the fact, he just doesn't score goals under Gary Rowett. That is it. And then ultimately, he can run around all he likes, but if he doesn't score goals, then it's no good. As centre forward, I've said this before, I want my centre forwards to be lazy. I want my centre forwards to stay central and score goals. If Matt Smith doesn't do anything else in the game, if Matt Smith lays on the floor for 89 minutes and then gets up and goes, fuck off, back in the net, and he scores, that's all I want my forwards to do. I don't want anything else. There's enough players in enough wide positions, all intertwining, interacting. We've got enough legs elsewhere. Henry Rowley, Tom Elliott, he's one of our own. I put out because I liked it. Funny. Again, Badger says Bradshaw needs to run the team. He got that under Neil Harris. He scored 7 goals in 7 games. Oh, and Steve Morrison's here again. Come on, Dan. It has to be Mr. Miserable himself, Steve Morrison. If he was still at the club, Morrow, and if you just say yes to Byron Webster to doing a Lions Lounge, well, I've got you close, Morrow. We'll get you. Sean Bat. Right. Bradshaw needs to run down to Bromley. Wow. He does run hard. He does work hard. He don't get many chances, but he don't score goals. Matt Smith does. So for me, Matt Smith has to be in front. Oh, no, sorry, I meant to bring that behind it. Harry Lavelle Baker, the artist, says, I want to see George Alexander feature a couple of times this year. I wanted this year, look at our strikers, and I said it last year. I want George in the first team. I don't know what's going on. I don't know whether it's an issue with the way he trains or what, but I know one thing for certain. He scores goals at every level he's ever played at, and he's a Millwall fan. Again, maybe we shouldn't lean to he's one of our own. He's got to play. He's got to be in and around it. Why are we bothering with John Daly Arson? Fuck him off and bring George into the first team. And it doesn't have to be this, when Parrott was brought in, everyone's going, oh, that's bollocks. What about George? Why not have them both in? We're allowed to have more than one youngster around it. They can hopefully learn off each other. Even if they're not going to play George, just have him round it, have him round in the change room, 16th man, going on the coach, making the teas for the players. Billy Mitchell had to do it. And just being around it will give you more experience and more confidence. But anyway, I've spoken for not long enough. There's Gregory, there's Danny and Gesson, Ricardo Fuller, there's all sorts going in. But Steve Lees, is there a decision on who the striker is? You've absolutely killed Steve here, by the way, because Steve, out of the goodness of his own heart, does me a favour and counts the votes. And there's just also, it's going to be one for Tom Elliott, one for Sean Bat, one for Steve Morrison himself. There's going to be a few Troy Parrotts involved. So it's a straight shootout between Smith and bring back John Marquis. Wow, and there he is. Steve Lees, you are a legend, man. I do appreciate that. And I'm going to be contacting you via your social media. 32 people, I'm going to write that down on my bit of thing there. 32 people wanted Troy Parrott to 19 Smith. That says a lot. You know, Smith was our top goal scorer last year, and none of us have ever seen Troy play. But again, coming from a higher bracket club, coming from Spurs, again, this had never ever really. I'm just trying to delay the talking now, so I can just write Parrott in up front. Never really ever played any games. A couple of friendlies for Spurs. A tournament out in Asia or wherever that was. And he looks good in clips I've seen, but he's never stepped into the Championship. Another 6'4" centre half. So I'm hopeful. You are all clearly hopeful. So let's hope that is going to be main man. That is the noise. If you heard that, I don't know if you can hear that. Whether that comes across, me airdropping the graphic to my computer. That's me putting it into the desktop. Now I'm going across to the thing on StreamYard, and I'm uploaded it, and there it is. Bosh! Ah, bollocks, Steve, I'll put your comment again. What's it in? Right, there it is. Okay. There is, in the Millwall Lions TV fans' opinions, the Lions TV Select 11 strongest possible team for the 2021 season. Okay. And that is Bart Bolkowski in goal. Marlon Romeo, right wing back. Scott Malone, left wing back. 3 centre backs of Alex Pearce, Jake Cooper, and Sean Hutchinson. Ben Thompson, he's one of our own, and Ryan Woods, the Ginger Perlo, in the centre midfield, with Jed Valinho on the right, Connor Mahoney on the left, and up front, Troy, the boy. I'll put it back up. One thing for me that is was debatable. You put Mahoney in instead of Bennett. I'm not saying I don't agree with that. I'm just saying that surprised me. Now, if you're looking at that team there, why it's there, we had last season the same back three. The only wing back we've got now is Malone instead of Romeo, and Mahoney wasn't firing this year. So if Mahoney fires this year, Malone's a lot more attacking than Murray Wallace. That might get us up the pitch a bit more and give us a bit more balance going forward on the left. This in the centre midfield, I don't know if you can see my cursor. I don't think you can. Thompson and Woods still worries me. As good as Woods is, he will literally sit on Cooper's toes and take the ball off him. Or, sorry, it won't be Cooper, will it? I've just written that down in the wrong order. It will be Pearce in the middle, Cooper left. So he'll just sit because Cooper likes to go and play up here somewhere in the left wing and score goals. I like that. But Woods will sit so deep that this area in the centre, we're so reliant on Thompson getting forward and getting in behind Parrott. It doesn't always work. So this is the team that I picked earlier today and the team that I would start with. And now I'll explain my reasons why. Bang. Didn't work. Bosh, there it is. Bart Bolkowski in goal. A flat back four of Scott Malone, Marlon Romeo, Jake Cooper and Sean Hutchinson. I'd have Ben Thompson breaking up the play, running around like a tenacious little lunatic, flying into tackles and winning the ball back, giving it to Woods who can distribute it. And then in front of them, I'd have Jed playing across that line of three with Mahoney and Bennett. You can play any of them three anywhere along that line. I don't care. Put Jed right and Bennett central. Put Mahoney central if you want. Jed left, Bennett right. Any way you like it. And then Troy Parrott up front. As I've said, for me, in my opinion, if I'm really honest, as much as I like Murray Wallace and as much as I like Pearce, I don't think either of them are going to cut the mustard full time in a starting 11 every week. So don't have an extra player at the back in the centre of defence when you need more going forward. You need to score more goals. And I think if we had a 10 in behind a striker, it doesn't have to be Jed. You can put Bennett there if you like. For me, that's our best possible team if everyone is fit for the time being. The only slight restriction, and I can see bad point, around that team, is obviously Malone and Romeo may not get forward as much as you'd like. But my argument against that would be Woods will drop in here and sit deep, and Thompson will happy sit. So that will allow Malone and Romeo to bomb on. That's what I'd go with. I just think it works better with the amount of players we've got. We've always notoriously in the Championship struggled to score goals. We don't really concede that many. And I just think Jed central, which probably won't happen. So I'm happy with Bennett central, Jed right, even Mahoney central, whatever you like. But for me, that works better. Let's go back to the comments. I'm still on the Bradshaw comments. Oh, there we go. Yeah, good team. Well done, everyone. Well done. It was good. Neil McCauley says Steve Lees is Carol of Alderman in disguise. I like that. Sorry, it's firstly. Right. So that's it, really. I mean, I was going to say, do you like my team or your team better? But you obviously like your team because you picked it. I will show it on the screen one more time. And the team is this. But, Neil McCauley done it again with a hide. There's the team. Bart in goal. Pierce, Cooper, Hutchinson, Romeo, Malone. Oh, that's not the team. Oh, dear. I've done it wrong again, haven't I? Where am I? There's the team. Bart in goal. Pierce, Cooper, Hutchinson, Romeo right, Malone left, Thompson and Woods, Jed, Mahoney, Parrott. Yeah, I'm surprised you've all picked Mahoney over Bennett, really. Is the only surprise there. Maybe that Parrott's got to start over Smith, but not really. I can understand the hype. I think it as well, and I want Parrott in, but I'm not sure that it's really warranted. And I know I'm moaning about Matt Smith, but one thing Matt Smith does do is this. I haven't got a gift for Parrott, but I will make one because soon he's going to be playing here. Managed by this guy. Not me, this guy. I'm just showing off now anyway. So listen, so that's it for this Select 11 for the best possible 11. I'll put those out on social media along with my team and we'll let them all battle it out and see who prefers what team. But listen, as always, an hour and 11 minutes. Sorry about the first 4 or 5. I didn't have a clue what the fuck I was doing. Oh, Steve Lees, man. Again, Steve, don't keep donating. You're already a patron. But I really appreciate it. Legend. But there you go. That's your lot for this video. I will be back tomorrow with a pre-match prediction. I know last week was a pre-match prediction, but let's have it right. This is probably the first pre-match prediction for Saturday's home game against Stoke. No Ryan Woods for us. Lee Gregory returns to the den. Gary Rowett again against his old club. Let's hope we get off to a flyer. Boys from Lions TV, haven't sent your score predictions in, which none of you have. Send them in as soon as you can. I need to get that up and out by about 7 o'clock tomorrow. So, there you go. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. Once again, thanks for tuning in. And please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.